Episode 69.
Jeez.
It took us long enough to get here, but not long enough for some. I don't know about you, Mel, but I'm excited about today.
Me too.
Today, we've got a little something extra for all of you. And there's going to be a surprise before we bring our guest on. The Mel's not ready about bacon season, but I'm not having wanted to give it to Mel. So let's just, let's get a bit of an intro going, and then we're going to bring on our guest, somebody you guys have already seen. And she's going to make one of us uncomfortable. So, Mel,
What's up?
episode 69, right?
69. That's a big
And I've been
69.
bugging you guys all week about this, and we've been getting excited. We were supposed to do it when you guys were here. However, it didn't happen because we all got a little bit wobbly. But don't kill me.
I cannot. I love that.
So let's bring on our guest. You missed her last time that she was here, Miss Stephanie K. She is a podcaster, but I'll let her talk about herself. I'm not gonna waste my breath because she does a better job than anybody else about talking about her.
Hey,
Welcome, Miss Stephanie.
thank you. Thanks for having me
Welcome
back.
back. Welcome back. It's nice to have you back.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. It was so fun last time. I can't wait for today.
Oh, I Mr. Awkward, I wish was here because he's got more questions and he was getting ready for this.
All
He was
right.
prepping.
Yeah, he'll get
So
here. He'll
I hope
jump
so.
on.
I really hope so. And now we're gonna have to bring you back in just for him. However, welcome to episode 69 here at
Yeah,
Abiertos. We're
baby.
celebrating today. It's a lot of fun. We didn't know what we were gonna do, but we knew we had to have you for this one. And
Yes,
so, as we were talking sex and surprises, and you said you had some show and tell,
I did.
and well, I'm kind of scared of that, but whatever. It's Abiertos. We're open to everything, and we're gonna have fun. Mel, how you feeling, dear? You okay? Because
Honestly, because I don't know what he's got planned, don't know what's about to come on here, and these guys be surprising me with things all the time. I'm kind of like, okay, it is abierto. I'm open to it all, but I don't know what's gonna happen here.
she's open to it all. Be careful, guys.
That's right. You gotta be careful when you say that on episode 69.
Oh yes, especially with the fireball that she tries to be. So, Stephanie, how have you been? How's things in the
Up here in
cleaner
Maryland.
part of the sex world?
Yeah, things are good. Things are good. Work has been busy. Kids are good. Dog is good. So, life is great. Can't complain.
See, that's how life should be.
Absolutely.
That's how life.
Absolutely.
How are your C&D batteries doing though?
Well used.
There you go. Honesty is the best policy.
That's right. That's right.
And the only reason why I bring that up is today, actually, at work, I received 22 of one and 32 of the other cases. Not for what you're thinking, however.
Might have
Yeah.
to snag a couple for home.
Well, we do what we got to do some days. I mean, you got to have some sort of advantages at work, some perks, as they say.
Yes. Yes.
So, is this a busier time of season for you? Is there a peak season? Is there something at some point where we like, what am I going to do? When's the next one coming in?
Yeah, urology is interesting in sexual medicine because we kind of do go through phases. It's funny because March Madness and coming up in April is big golf tournament Masters, I think.
Yep.
It is the most often time for men to get vasectomies because they can recover on the couch while they're watching their favorite sports. So vasectomy schedule is off the charts right now.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
I find that fact a little fun.
Oh, it definitely is. I mean, you got to take advantage, right?
Yeah. If you're going to have to lay on the couch for a couple days, might as well be during March Madness.
Amazing. So, Stephanie, for all new listeners and our new viewers that will be watching this 69th episode, why don't you just let us know a little bit about who Stephanie is and what we're about to learn today?
Absolutely. I am Stephanie Zwanitzer. I have my Doctor of Nursing Practice degree. I practice urology and sexual medicine here in Maryland. I also have my own podcast for sexual health called Between the Sheets. It's a very fun and educational and kind of pushes the boundaries of what we talk about in sex. And so that's really fun for me. Let's see, outside of work, I have my dog, my two basically adult children. My daughter's in college. My son is a junior in high school, and just spending a lot of time with them and no longer have to be Uber mom because they can both drive themselves, which is really nice.
Wow, I love that. I love that. And let me say, I did not think you have adult children. You do not look. You look amazing. I love
Thank you.
whatever it
Thank
is you're
you.
doing because you look great. And this is exciting. I'm all for learning and hearing more about what you're going to teach today because sexuality is huge. And at my age, I'm just learning things that people like 10, 20 years younger than me are doing. So this will be fun.
Good, good.
Okay, go ahead, Mel. I know you're more nervous and have questions. I'll behave. Try, maybe,
No,
probably not.
okay, so here goes. Here goes. I mean, I'm all open book, right? What is it like? Tell me something that, um, I mean, you're talking about batteries. Why are we talking about batteries? Is it something because, toys? Is that what it is?
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of toys. Although most of them now are like plug-in lithium batteries, so you don't have to swap out the A's or the C's or the D's anymore. But yeah, toys are a huge part of sexuality and sexual health. And sometimes you can use them just for pleasure, and sometimes you can use them to decrease pelvic pain, increase your erections, maintain an erection, provide the clitoral stimulation while penetration, because most women, 80% of women, don't orgasm with penetration. So give a little something extra on the side to actually achieve climax while your partner's penetrating you. So it's pretty fun.
That is very informative.
Mhm.
See, you learned something now, Mel.
I did.
So,
So
when you
go ahead.
no, I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna try to behave. I promise.
Let's just try to get the information first and then play. All right. So when you're talking about like having toys, is there a
Mhm.
specific type of toy that you would say is ideal, or is it a preference? Because I've heard about like bullets, and then
Mhm.
there's like dildos. What is the
Yep.
difference?
Sure. So it depends, right? Here's my bag of tricks. And if you'll
Oh
know,
God, she
my
brought toys.
bag has penises on it, because what other thing are you going to put your sex toys in?
I love
So these are not my personal toys. These are the ones that I have at work to be able to show patients. But this is like a traditional rabbit where you have the internal part and the external part, so you can get both internal and external stimulation. This is something that's great to use like for a female vulva owner by herself. You can also use it with a partner, especially if they're doing like anal penetration, and you can use this vaginally and clitorally. So it really just kind of enhances and changes up what you might be doing. So it might not be an everyday thing for you, but sometimes, and that can be really fun. And you brought up the bullets. Have one
Yeah.
of those too. So the bullets are just real small. These are great because you can take them with you anywhere. They vibrate. You put it right on the clit. You can put it inside, but it doesn't go very far. And generally speaking, these are really more for external stimulation, but they work really great. Quick little orgasm wherever you might be when you have the bullet. It's fantastic.
I love that.
Yeah. So then I have some that are more for like actually improving your sexual health. So this one is called the Crescendo, and it is for women who have pelvic pain. Now you can use it for pleasure. It is a vibrator, but the cool thing with this is it bends in all different areas. So you can put it in whatever shape and form you want it in. And what you're going to do is actually put it to wherever you have pelvic pain. So if you have pelvic pain on the side, you kind of put it in, bend it so that it gets on that side. And it's basically like another form of pelvic floor physical therapy. So you can use this several times a week for 12 weeks, and it really reduces pelvic pain. There's actually studies on this, and the company that makes these, called MV Health, they have actually gotten it approved for where you can use your FSA or HSA account to get these because they have the scientific background behind them.
Oh, wow.
So who knew you could buy sex toys with your FSA, right?
Crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
So
It's pretty great. Mhm.
there that you show when you say pelvic pain. Now, is that pelvic pain like during intercourse, or is that just like in general?
It can be both. It can be both. So for some women, they have vaginismus, which is just chronic pain all the time that is worse with penetration, whether that be intimacy or putting a tampon in or something like that. It can be irritation from wearing tight clothes like leggings. But people can also just have dyspareunia, which is pain with sex specifically. So it kind of depends. A lot of these ladies have PCOS or endometriosis, something else kind of going on, but sometimes it's just pelvic floor dysfunction with too tight muscles in one area, not tight enough in another area. Maybe a ligament is a little tight, things like that. And you can really use these tools to loosen everything up and decrease pain.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Neat. And that's it? Any other toys?
I have one. Yeah. So this one is also by the same company. It's called the Legato. And this is really for women who are like postmenopausal or perimenopausal and really struggling with desire and lubrication, because that happens as we go through all our hormonal changes. So this one you wear externally. You can put it like in your underwear and walk around with it while you're getting turned on, or you can use it during sex. Obviously there's a hole, so you can use it during penetration, but it does adapt to whatever size your vulva is. Okay. And then it vibrates. So by using this same thing multiple times a week for 12 weeks or whatever, you can actually increase your arousal ability by increasing the blood flow through vibrations, decreasing pain, and it also increases your own personal lubrication. So it's pretty amazing that just a tool like this can really increase your sex drive and your arousal and lubrication and all of that.
Wow. Very
Isn't
good.
that amazing?
That is.
Yeah.
Amazing. It is amazing. Like super informative. And like, so with right, having different toys, like you said, there's so many. Like I don't know anything. I don't know much about them, and I don't have much experience with them either. So I hear like there's like the roses or some that have like things, but in general with just like vibrators or bullets in general, like, is it healthy for you to use them all the time, or how frequent or not?
Great question. So yeah, a couple things. Number one is it can decrease sensitivity to the clitoris if you're using it too often on really high speeds. So you do want to be a little bit careful, but it definitely can enhance. It is super safe and effective to use, very healthy to orgasm on a regular basis for your mental health, your physical health, all kinds of things. So we definitely want to encourage self or partnered play several times a week, regular orgasms. And for a lot of women, they can't orgasm without a toy. And so that's really important. Or, you know, I mean, you can use your fingers, you can do whatever works for you, but toys certainly are a great option. A couple of things with looking for toys. They're made of different materials. So glass is fantastic. It's nice and hard and it does not have any pores. So you can use it in bacteria loaded places, i.e. anal, or even vaginally, but they clean really well. They're great. They're easy to use. They work well with any type of lube that you might be using. They're a little bit more expensive, but they can be absolutely beautiful because they're made with glass and some people really get into that. So that's a cool option. Silicone is great and probably the most common, but you want to make sure that you're getting a high grade silicone. Some of the cheaper silicones, if you're just going to, you know, the sex shop on the corner, you can get ones that are very porous and then the bacteria can get in there and that can cause festering problems. That can cause you getting BV going forward if you're using the same things over and over and they're not getting fully clean. And you really want to use a toy cleaner that is specifically made for the type of toy you're using. So glass, stainless steel, silicone, whatever you're using, you want a cleaner for that particular type of product. I laugh because when I was working several years ago, I had a friend who was a lesbian and her partner, she sent me a picture. They were doing dishes and here's all their clean dishes set here. And here's like 6 dildos set next to them because they washed the dildos after what they washed their dishes. It was fantastic. It's one of my favorite pictures I've ever seen. It was great.
So they're dishwasher friendly, some of them, I guess.
Yep. As long as they don't have batteries in them, you don't want to do that.
Okay, that was what I was going to ask. Those the ones that do have batteries, which are the older ones, I guess, those have a different way of being cleaned. So I'm assuming those are more likely to have more bacteria remaining in them, no?
They are, but as long as you get the higher grade silicone that doesn't have any pores in it and you clean them very well after each use, you're fine.
Nice. Very neat. Very informative.
I have some fun ones for our guys too. So,
Ooh.
yes, we were going to
Very-
talk about erections for sure when I came back. That was one of the things that we wanted to talk about. So, I brought some tools for erections. So, first thing with erectile dysfunction is it's extremely common. Do not be afraid to go talk to somebody about it. Do not think something is horribly wrong with you. It is extremely common. A lot of times it is because of medications that you're already taking for blood pressure, diabetes, things like that. But it can be a blood flow issue. It can just be the way your body is. It can be low testosterone. There's lots of different reasons. So it's definitely good to get checked out, but don't be afraid to talk to somebody because we see it all the time. Don't be embarrassed in front of your partner. It happens to the best of these men, okay? But a couple things we can do. We can start you on Viagra or Cialis or a combination of them. And, we would teach you how to take them. Viagra is better on an empty stomach. Cialis doesn't matter. The length of time that they work, all of those things that we can talk you through when you see your provider. If those stop working for you at some point, or they're just not doing enough, you can use a vacuum pump. Think Austin Powers, right? That you put it over the flaccid penis and you pump it, and it sucks blood into the penis, and it gives you a really great erection. And so that's a good way to do it too. And you can use that with or without the oral medications. Some guys have a really hard time with the medications because of side effects and they just can't tolerate them. So that's a great option. And then, of course, we have constriction rings, or AKA cock rings, right? So there's all different kinds. There's regular silicone bands. There's like this guy here vibrates. So you can put it on and then you can get some vibration pleasure for both yourself and your partner. That's a great one. And then this one's my favorite one that's on the market right now. It's by a company called FirmTech. And instead of having to pull it on this way, you actually put it underneath and you hook it around your penis there. So it's easier to get on, easier to get off. And your scrotum goes through the band here too. So it helps put pressure on both of them. And this really helps with maintaining your erection. So if you can get the erection, but you just don't last until climax, or you don't quite get firm enough for your partner's satisfaction, the constriction rings are really helpful with maintaining, because they kind of block off the blood supply. So once it gushes in, it can't roll back out. So these are really important for guys, and it helps them have pleasure too, because it gives that increased sensation. So that's really fun. Another one I have for ED, this is called the Tenuto 2. Looks a little exciting here, but basically you put your penis in this way and it's vibrating. So as you start to get erect, you're going to slide your penis in forward and your balls are going to come down here. This part back here goes back on your taint, which inside of your taint area is your prostate. So you're getting prostate vibrations and stimulation. You're getting constriction ring by it pinching off so that you can maintain your erection. And you're getting vibrations up here, both for yourself and your partner. This is an amazing tool.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Which, here's my question to this now. Some of our male viewers or listeners are going to be like, that sounds insane. I'm not going to do that. That's crazy. How do you position that to anyone listening? How fun?
Wait. Forget that question. My question is, if you've got no issue and you start using this stuff, is it good for you?
Yeah.
And it hurt you?
No, it cannot hurt you.
It's more
pleasure. More pleasure.
So if I'm with, and okay, I'm going to put myself on the spot, but I don't care. It's episode 69. Gotta have fun. So if I'm with Mamacita, she's one of these, I need 4 hours of power or else I'm going to die in the world. Could that cause that?
It can help you stay for longer than you normally would. The other thing you can use is a spray. It's called Promescent. It's a spray that we give to our guys with premature ejaculation, but if you're just trying to last a little bit longer, that's fine. You can use it too. It is kind of a numbing spray. So you spray it on yourself and don't go in your partner until it has dried, or you'll numb her up too. or him. But we want it to dry on you first. And then what it does is it decreases sensation. So guys who orgasm faster than they would like to, or if you're just trying to prolong your session, you could use that with some decreased sensation there and then potentially last longer.
Okay, time out. If you're a normal guy and you've got normal everything and everything is good, why the hell would you like? No, why, no.
It's
I
really
get it if you're having issues. I get it by all means,
Yeah.
because we all need whatever help we need. But if things are flowing and things are right, I don't know. No.
I know. To each their own, though. You know, so this is
Granted,
the thing. Sexual health has to be non-judgmental. To each their own, as long as it is consensual and it is safe.
exactly.
I agree with both, but
fun.
still, I judge it. I'm mental.
And it'll be fun. But for real,
Yeah.
they can help answer that question for our listeners, viewers.
Yeah.
What do you tell the men who are like, oh, well, no, we're not doing that. I'm not trying that. You know what I mean? Even
Yeah.
if it, especially those who do suffer with ED. I have people that do, and it's something that it's very insecure for them to talk about. But if there's things that they could try, like how do you position that to them to try to give it a
Yeah, so it's delicate, right? Especially being a female. Some of my guys are very open and would prefer to talk to a female because they don't want to admit to another guy that they have ED. Other men are terrified to talk to me about it. They think I'm going to judge them or whatever it is. So I always start with a lot of humor because that really breaks the ice and it allows my guys to feel more comfortable with me and to talk to me about stuff. Once we get going, they realize, oh shit, I can tell Steph anything. Like this is fine. We're good. But yeah, it increases their pleasure. It increases their partner's pleasure. Just because everything works okay doesn't mean you can't take your sex life to the next level. And so that's really where if guys are working well and they don't need this stuff, then it's really talking to them about their pleasure. But if they're having issues, they're usually pretty open to trying things. Most guys will try the oral Cialis and Viagra. They don't necessarily want to move on to what's next. So what's next is intracavernosal injections. Injecting yourself in the penis before you want to have sex. So when I tell them that that is the next step, they're much more willing to go grab these toys and play with these toys. They're like, yep, sign me up. Order me all of them.
when you're injecting the penis, like where are you injecting into?
Yep, great question. So you inject in the shaft. So not the head of the penis, not into your pelvis, but in the sides of the shaft of the penis. And the medicine is made of 3 different things. It's called Trimix, and it's a titrating dose. Everybody gets their own dose based on what their needs are. But you inject yourself about 10 minutes before you want to have an erection, and it lasts 30 to 60 minutes. It's really great, works very well, and doesn't have any of the side effects that the oral pills have. So for guys who have a lot of cardiovascular issues and can't take Viagra or Cialis, this is a great alternative. It also works really well for my guys that have diabetic neuropathy and can't necessarily get the medications to work and can't have as much feeling down there. They don't care at all about sticking a needle in there because they don't feel it anyway. So they'll do that. They'll get a great erection and be able to have sex. We also have guys and couples in the lifestyle who like to have long sessions, multiple partners, swapping things out, what have you. And they will use the Trimix. They call it their Trimix boner. And because it lasts so long, and the typical man's erection, once you orgasm, the erection goes down. That's not the case with this medicine. It's hard regardless of your climax until the medicine wears off.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And so is this like an over-the-counter type of thing, or you've got to see a doctor?
Yeah, you've got to come see us for this. We do a demonstration in the office to make sure that you know the technique and that you use it correctly, and then you use it yourself at home after that. And depending on guys, like sometimes I have to have their partner come in too because they don't have the dexterity to do it themselves. They can't see their penis anymore, kind of thing. And so their partner will do the injection for them.
And is that like an everyday use that you could use that, or?
Great question. It's not. So you can use it 1 time a day, 2 days in a row, or up to 3 times in a week because we really want those blood vessels to relax between uses.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you call this Trimix, right?
Trimix. Yep.
You know what came to my mind when you said that?
What?
And I'm sorry, this is just me being me. Tex-Mex cheese, Trimix, a little bit baggy there. I'm sorry. Like, it just no.
We're
But
talking
you know,
about sex and you're thinking about food. Come on, man.
well, they go hand in hand. First, you take her out to dinner, and then she becomes your dessert, or vice versa. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Again,
Commercial ad.
send us the link. Do you have links to those toys?
I do. They're actually all linked off of my website. So I'll give you my website and then you can just link them right off of there. And I have
Yes.
discount codes for all of them.
Oh, nice.
Oh, damn. Look at her going.
Yeah.
Look
I'm
at her
not going to
go.
leave you guys hanging.
What is your preferred toy? For
Great
your-
question. My favorite is the Magic Wand. It was developed years ago. It's made by Hitachi. It is fantastic. It has 2 different levels of vibrations. But the nice thing about it is it has a really long handle. So you don't have to contort yourself into weird positions to try and get it on the right spot. You got a long handle to use and you can just lay there and relax while you're using it. It can also be used as a massager on other body parts just because it is such a large surface area. But that's my personal favorite. It does the trick lickety split.
Oh wow.
I find it funny that a world-known television maker makes one of the most sought after sex toys.
Yep.
When you look it up, favorite and yes, we actually did some research with Bacon. Favorite sex toys for women, the wand always comes up in every single
Always.
list.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how many
Yep.
times it comes up. It's not overly cheap. However, it definitely does what it needs to do. And you don't have to be there for 45 minutes or 3 hours, unless that's your choice. However, you're there. Boom, done, over with.
Yeah.
So from making people watch TV to making people,
Not
Yeah.
watch TV.
you get the best of both worlds. They taught you. I'm telling you, they're doing it
That's
right.
right. That's right. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a great option. It's a great toy. And I think it really just depends on you and your partner too. Like, how adventurous do you want to be? If you don't want to be that adventurous, just get a bullet, just get something small and kind of work your way up into more exciting toys and things like that. If you're ready, game changer. Go balls to the walls, go get some toys, try the different stuff, figure out what you like best and what works for you.
Just FYI, fellas, just word of advice. If you're gonna start doing this, be gentle. Don't be stupid. Don't think that. Just don't. So many horror stories that I saw preparing for this episode. I'm like, why would you do that? Like, why would you hurt her? Like, are you that? And I literally I was sitting down with my son, and he looks at me. I don't want to watch this. I said, dude, imagine you're with your girlfriend, and you just go, would you like it if she did it to you?
Yep. The funny thing is, I say that to some of the guys after I do their rectal exam to check their prostate for them. And they're like, oh, well, that wasn't too bad. I said, yes, because I used plenty of lube and I was very gentle. Remember that the next time you say, hey, honey, bend over and let me try something.
It's true.
True though. Very true.
It is. It is. And speaking of the backside, I have one more toy that I brought home. It is for men's prostate. So it's really good for guys who struggle to reach climax and they need a little bit extra stimulation. We can do that. Or for guys who have what's called chronic prostatitis, just kind of a chronic inflammatory issue of their prostate, which can cause pain on a daily basis, pain with ejaculation, things like that. And so, same company. This is called the Molto. And again, it's very versatile to bend exactly how you want it to. And it has a flared base. Let's just be very upfront that anything that goes in the back door must have a flared base or it will get sucked right up in there and you'll end up in the emergency room and we'll be telling stories about you for a really long time. So, flared base.
I bet you have stories.
So many. Lava lamps, light bulbs, bottles of liquor, all kinds of stuff up there. It's shampoo bottles. I slipped in the shower. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. We know you didn't.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, people get really inventive at home, and they should not. You should just look for a flared base.
Flared base. You got that? Did you take Candace? Flared base.
I disappeared when she said that somebody fell in the bathroom, and that's how it happened. I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys watch my doctor shows. There's a doctor show. It's about an anatomy. I'm not gonna get into names or anything. My sister watched everything. And they're talking about on one episode where somebody put something, a fruit up there, and I'm like, why do you people do this? Just why? It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, yeah, a cucumber is shaped correctly, but it has bacteria on it. It can leave things behind that then can cause you issues. So, yeah, just no, nope.
Do y'all even know where a cucumber was grown?
What if you were
Like,
to like?
no.
I'm sure people have some sense to put like a condom on a cucumber.
Yeah, I mean, you could, but just go get a toy. I mean, they're not that expensive, and it's a lot safer and healthier for you, and it
Jesus,
needs
with the
cleanup.
price of cucumbers right now, it's pretty much the same.
So true. Silicone's probably cheaper than groceries, anyways.
Right about now, yes.
It lasts longer too. That's so
Exactly. Yep, exactly.
Good.
So, yeah,
Good.
but there are things around your house that you can use, not necessarily for penetration, but like, let's say you want to do some sensation play. So you can go get a silk scarf and do different touches with the silk scarf. You can get a metal fork. That way you have poking, you have cold with the metal, you have smooth with the handle. So there's things that you can grab around your house and try to be sexy with them. They just might not necessarily be internal use type objects.
This is true.
That stuff works. Like, I mean, I've never tried it. It works. So, like, if you're just touching yourself with like fabric, what is that supposed to do? Stimulate?
Yeah, some people are just really so there's different ways that we get turned on, right? Some people are very genital focused, some people are very energetically focused. They need to feel the vibe. Some people are very sensual. And so people who need the touch and the physical connection, sometimes they really like the feel of different fabrics. One that is pretty popular in some area groups is an auto wash mitt, where you can put the car wash mitts on your hand, and it's so soft and snuggly. And that can be something that for some people turns them on. And maybe you put a blindfold on, right? And now tell me what these feel like and what is it. And it becomes more of a playtime and more of a whole session than it's just about the penetration and the orgasm.
Listen, all I can tell you, and I'm going to put myself in a place I shouldn't be, and I'm going to put my foot in my mouth. However, your partner, and I'm saying your partner because we got all types of people to listen to this, your partner should be more than willing to learn how to please you, and more importantly, above everything else, before you start even thinking about pulling the pants down, be able to learn how to make your partner have an orgasm with just touch. That is the ultimate moment you can have with your partner. Anything else? Yeah, I mean, you can pick up a book and learn. You can pick up a toy and learn. But once you learn a partner or you master how to touch, yeah, it's a different world.
Yeah,
Very
for sure.
different world.
Yeah. And the other thing I like people to do is to practice self-care too. Take time for self-pleasure, because if you don't know what turns you on and what works for you, how are you going to tell your partner? How do you expect your partner to figure it out? So really taking time for a couple of reasons. Number one, if you don't have a current partner, you need to be having regular orgasms anyways. Or if you do have a current partner, but you guys don't see each other all the time, you need to be having regular orgasms just for mental and physical health. But beyond that, treating yourself with that kind of love and care and respect to allow yourself the time when nobody else is home, you have time to yourself, you're not rushed to, I got to get this orgasm before the kids get off the bus, let me get my magic wand out real quick, whatever. When you can just truly take time and enjoy yourself and please yourself and try the different touches and all the things, that's when you really learn about yourself and what does it for you. And that's when you can connect that much better with your partner, because now you can communicate to them, hey, I really like it when you touch me like this. I really like this kind of pressure. I really like this speed. When I get close to orgasm, I need you a little bit faster or slower or circular versus up and down. Whatever it is, you now know because you took the time to learn yourself.
Not only that, but it's better than to, have some sort of guidance instead of getting on the foot in the face all of a sudden. You're like, what the hell did I do wrong?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And everybody likes things different. So just because your last partner thought you were the king of the sheets doesn't mean that your next partner is going to if you do the exact same stuff you did with that one.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We all have our own things. So, Miss Stephanie, my question for you, and the one that's been in my mind, and since we're in episode 69, is 69 recommended, health wise, hygienic wise, and as a doctor, would you turn around as a nurse or somebody in the industry? Would you turn around like, do this? It's going to help.
Yes and no. It's fine, it's hygienic, it's healthy, it's all of those good things. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it. It is a wonderful way to practice mutual pleasure, and getting each other in a position that might be really fun or different. My personal take on that is great. Let's do it sometimes, but other times focusing on each other's pleasure individually can make it that much more intense. Because if I'm worried about, okay, I got to do this and I got to do this to make sure my partner's feeling good, and don't bite down when I start feeling good, right? Like, you're not allowing yourself to get to those highest levels of pleasure, whereas you are when you are just focused on your pleasure because your partner is pleasing you, and then take a turn and do the same for them. But sure, 69 is super fun. It can be, part of the whole session and things. I just think that for some people, they really need that focused pleasure without the also performing pleasure.
Interesting. Very interesting. Mel, you have any questions? Because you're kind of silent over there. Where the hell is he? I'm getting worried about him. Sorry.
This is so informative for me, honestly, because I don't know. Listen, I've been told I'm so basic, like I'm boring,
We use the word vanilla.
Is that what it is? Well, I've been told I'm vanilla, which I don't personally think I am, but again, it's just because there's so much advanced with technology, with just society in general, that has like everything, so many different things that I don't know about them, right? And so it's like, wow. What's your take? I mean, we're talking about 69 here, but what's your take on oral sex? Like, is it a must? What if I don't? What if I don't like oral sex?
Yeah,
I don't like.
it's personal preference. It's totally fine. Whether you don't like giving it or getting it, you just need to make sure you have a partner that respects that, right? If you have a partner who is really needs oral sex and you don't want to give it, then that's just not going to work.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. Everybody's different. You can have whatever repertoire you want. And I think that's the most important thing to take away, is that just because other people do it doesn't mean it has to be what you do or what you like or what works for you. Some people are very self-conscious of their genitals and they don't want another person performing oral sex. Other people are like, hell yeah, that's how I orgasm best. Get your head down there, so it really, there's nothing wrong with it. Again, it can be very clean. It can be, you don't want to go down on somebody after you've had, a barbecue sandwich and then you make them, spicy down there, or ate a jalapeno and then you go give head. You're going to hurt somebody. So be careful. But, in general, yeah, it's great. It's good. It's healthy. It's fun. But if it's not your jam, it's not your jam. Just make sure you find a partner that accepts that and respects that.
So is that with food, what you're saying with food too? Is that true with like the things you eat? If somebody's going down on you like a guy, you could taste like is that true?
Yeah, to some degree. Sweeter things make you taste sweeter. Sour things make you taste more sour. But and it's true for men and women. But it's not overpowering. Like, you're not going to eat a pineapple and, ooh, I taste pineapple. Like, it just might taste a little sweeter than it did last time or something like that. But yeah, absolutely. And just like when you pee after eating asparagus, you smell different, right? It's the same thing. It's
Yes.
just things that we eat and drink can affect our body fluids.
Okay. And what about age? Like, what's the age on masturbation or toys? Like, is there a specific age on that? Like, how does that work? Like,
An age?
What do
yeah,
you-
How
like
old
age.
you are?
Yeah, how old you are? Like, how
I
old
would
do you?
say the horny teenagers are the ones who are masturbating the most, and older people maybe masturbate less. However, I do have a lot of patients that are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s where one partner is still very interested in sex and the other one not so much. So they might have partnered sex once a month, once every couple of months, but the person who has a higher drive is masturbating more often. Great, go for it. It's not that there's an age when you should or shouldn't or anything like that. The bigger thing is if you are masturbating and you're only watching a certain type of porn, and when you masturbate, you always watch that type of porn, and that's the only way that you can masturbate. And then when you're with a partner, you can't climax because it's not the same type of sex that you watch, and it's not the same hand movements and tightness that you do when you masturbate. That's where it becomes a problem, right? So you want to make sure that if you're in a partnered relationship and you want to be having intimacy with a person, then you don't want to overdo the masturbation and only one style, because that's really where you get to then you have issues getting climax with another partner.
Okay. Interesting. Nice.
Mhm.
Good to
I'm surprised that you asking that question. Yo, if it works, if you're 101 and it keeps on going, be that Energizer Bunny and thump that drum, girl.
That's
What the
right.
hell?
I had a 94-year-old in not too long ago that asked if I could get some if he could get some Viagra or Cialis because his wife's 20 years younger and she still wants to go. I said, "Sir, you are lucky you are alive, but sure, here you go." Absolutely.
Wow. So
Yep.
Viagra can't make you get a heart attack? Like it's not connected?
No, it's not going to make you have a heart attack. The biggest thing with the Viagra and Cialis is they can change your blood pressure and your heart rate. So we want people to be careful on them. And then if you have chest pain that you take nitroglycerin for, or you take nitroglycerin as your blood pressure medicine, then you cannot take Cialis or Viagra because they interact. They will drop your blood pressure dangerously low to almost non-existent. So that's where the joke comes. If you've taken Viagra and you're having chest pain, you need to tell the medical people that you've taken it because the go-to medicine is nitroglycerin. And then we're going to have a problem when your blood pressure plummets and we're trying to keep you alive.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You heard that, this?
I'm glad I don't need either. Thank you very much. Listen, there's a few things that I speak out about, but I'm very proud I don't need that shit yet. If I do it, yo, I'm running to get it. I don't care.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Why hide it? Yo, if I got I'm single now, but if I have a girl or a lady or a partner or whatever the hell you want to call the female I'm with, and she's in the mood and I don't care. I'm running. I'm grabbing my walker
Absolutely.
and we're doing the 2-step all the way down.
That's great. Yep.
Love
I tell
it.
my patients all the time, everybody gets to have sex and I will help you figure out what you need to be able to do that.
Nice.
See,
Yep.
Nice.
I'm not losing her number, just so you know. If I
Speed
start back
dial.
in the States, Stephanie, what? I retired. No, give me some help.
Yep. Yeah, it's a fun career. I definitely have a lot of fun with it. And, my patients are very grateful. The one thing we haven't talked about yet for erectile dysfunction is the penis implant. So if you cannot get erections by any other means, we can surgically plant an implant inside of you. So 2 tubes go into where your blood vessels currently are that normally get you erect. There's a fluid reservoir that we bury kind of in the front of your groin in a fat pad, and then the pump goes in the scrotum. So when you're flaccid, you're down, and the fluid is in the reservoir. And when you're ready to get erect, you reach and pump just like the old Reebok shoes. And all of a sudden the fluid goes into the tubes and you get nice and erect. And when you're done, you hit the release valve and you go back down. It's amazing.
What?
There's a very famous Mexican actor. I think he's passed away now, but he publicly came out and said that he did this.
Mhm.
I don't know if I would do it publicly, but yo, keep on
They're
bringing
awesome.
technology.
Oh.
Yeah. It's really cool. And it's great for post-prostatectomy guys who didn't regain their ability to have erections after we removed their prostate, really bad diabetics, injuries, spinal cord injuries, things like that. It works really well for. I have 2 surgeons that I work with that do the surgeries, and I take care of the guys pre-op and post-op. When they come in, I teach them how to use their pump and stuff. And I always love it when the partners come with, because we just have so much fun and banter and everything. But I had a guy come back for his 3-month follow-up. He's been having fun with it, told me how great it is, and told me his wife was mad she couldn't come with today because I'm in trouble. He's on a 2-week timeout because he was using it so much and was so excited about getting erections after so many years of not having them that she had to put him on a 2-week timeout so she could recover.
I love it.
Yep. I'm telling you, partners love it. Patients love it. Really low infection rate, really low complication rate. It's an in and out surgery. We do it in our surgery center. You don't even have to go in the hospital for it. So it's a really great option for our guys who, we have guys in their 50s that have prostate cancer, get their prostate taken out. They have a lot of life left and they have a lot of sex to have. So, these are great options for them. They last for 20, 25 years, maybe. So a lot of guys only ever need one. Some guys end up going through a couple just because, if they're in their 40s, they've been type 1 diabetic since they were 7 and they have the diabetic neuropathy and they can't get an erection anymore. So we put one in and 15, 20 years later, we change it out, put a new one in, and they're good to go.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
Just like you're swapping out the engine.
That's right. Yep. New engine. Let's go. 200,000 more miles to go.
There you go. Oh my God.
Insane, crazy.
Yep. So there is literally something out there for everyone. We can help you have your best sex. We can help you explore what it is that you like, don't like, things like that. And, from a urology perspective, it's more on the medicine side. I also do some coaching, not related to my work, for patients who are kind of trying to work through their desires and their mismatched libidos with their partners and stuff. So finding a sex coach like myself or another sexologist or a, different type of sexual provider, sex therapist, if you need to work through some things, those are all really great options to be able to make sure that you're living your best sex life.
So going through a sex therapist isn't just for people that have obsessions.
No, it's for everything. So past traumas, whether it was childhood abuse, something like that, or just a really bad partner, or some of these ladies who, like you were saying, when the guys don't pay attention and they hurt them. And then those women are so timid next time they have a partner and they need to work through that trauma. Some people have like the mismatched libidos. They'll go to couples sex therapy. Talk through, why are we mismatched? Is it truly a hormone thing and we need to get you guys on hormone replacement therapy? Or is she super overloaded because you have 3 little kids and, she's just done by the end of the day? And what could you do to help her out? Or does he have a really high stress job, a project coming up, and, he just needs a little extra relief right now, but he can't have the whole lovey-dovey session. We just need to knock it out of the park and move on for this period of time. It really helps talk through any of those issues. And you can also see the sex therapist for, a lot of people with erectile dysfunction, premature ejaculation, pain with sex, pelvic pain. They have a lot of depression about that. They have anxiety about getting into relationships. And so talking to a sex therapist can help you work through those particular issues and how to manage those.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah, I've had some really great sex therapists on my podcast as guests. So, your listeners can go check out those episodes too, especially if they're having those particular issues.
Yeah, for sure. Because I feel like people find it, especially men, they just don't like to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
They're very, very, very embarrassed to talk about it. And I mean, I've experienced a few people who I've spoken to in regards to that. They just don't talk about it and they don't want to get information or help on it. And there is so much you can be doing to be enjoying your sex life, right? Yep. So it's I guess at the end of the day, it's not the end of it. If you're having these difficulties, there's things that you can do and people you can talk to and seek help to actually be able to enjoy your sex life even more,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. Yes. 100%.
Hmm. Nice. Very nice. Very nice.
So I definitely want to bring you back on because we've talked about in general getting to know you.
Yep.
We've talked about, making fun of the guys and how chicken men are, because you know what? That's what it is. Men are just chicken.
Yeah.
Men are too chicken to admit their pride, their ego, their lack of having an ego wake up anymore. Just if you need the help, get the help.
Get the help.
However, I think we need to do an episode on what women go through, because there's a lot of women that are scared. They've been either scared, they've been hurt,
Mm-hmm.
or they just really don't understand
Mm-hmm.
their body.
Yes, absolutely.
And
Why
it's,
not?
if you ask me, and I'm not trying to put any downers on anybody or critique negative anybody or demean anybody, but you, as a female, get to know your body. As a male, don't be stupid and put her down. However, I think this is an episode we should do if you're down to do it.
Absolutely.
Because women need the love and understanding as much as we're talking about men and trying to get men to, come out of their closet or their fear or however you want to put it to get the help that they need.
Yeah.
Women need that too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would be happy to come back.
I'll be happy to be here for that one too, because true, you're right. And I mean, it's an amazing topic quickly because at my age, I'm still learning. I am just learning my body. And I just realized that, like, after I hit 35, it's like that was prime time for me. I didn't know. I thought that was the end. Hell, this was the beginning.
Yes.
And then as I got older and older, when I hit my 40s, that's when I was like, what? It's a whole new world.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I'm not the one that there is so many things about my body that I'm learning. There's so many things. A lot of women are probably like thinking that it's over, but really it's just starting, right? So
absolutely.
Absolutely. Definitely let's do a ladies' night episode, because there's going to be tons of questions for that one there. Tons.
Yes, I love it.
Guaranteed, it's important to get awareness out of from male to female. At the end of the day, if we don't give the opportunity, sometimes we need to break that taboo fear for people to speak up.
Yeah.
And I'm just me. If I'm having issues, I'm asking, and I don't care. Trust me, I'll be calling you.
Yeah.
But that's just me, because I believe that you shouldn't be shy of what your body is telling you need. And I'm a strong believer of not fearing of what your body needs or what you say you need, but you're too stupid enough to not open up.
Yeah. And I would also add to that, if the first person that you go to, whether it is a therapist, a provider, a coach, whoever, if they don't meet your needs or you don't jive with them, you don't feel connected with them, go to another one, because we all have our own personalities. There are some people, believe it or not, that don't like me. I'm not sure why, but there are. Okay. I have some patients that don't want to see me again, and that's fine. I will understand that. It's rude, but it's fine. So, but do go and look for another one. Don't stop just because that person didn't hear you correctly. They didn't seem to listen. They seemed insensitive. Keep trying. Someone will listen to you and be able to help you.
Even if it's the 69th one.
That's right. Way to throw that in. I love it.
But definitely, Stephanie, thank you so much. I'm so sad the Bacon couldn't make it in today.
Yeah.
I hope he's okay. However, you've been, as usual and as always, a ray of light in a dark moment, and you're giving us a lot of information. Like I said, send me that link so we can put the links up for everybody. And if you need to buy toys, fellas, always make sure you ask for, some sort of packaging that's very concealing, so your wifey doesn't know, your lover doesn't know, whatever you have at home, or whoever the nosy neighbor doesn't know, because some of y'all are just too much. Some of y'all are just too much. You can see this. Literally, I'm telling you, because it happened not too long ago. I got home, I'm about to lock my key, and I look over at my neighbor's house, and I'm like, what the hell is that shiny pink thing? They've got this huge, like, I wish I could pull back thing there, And I'm like, okay. And then I looked a little further. I'm like, oh, you need batteries for that one. Okay, I know what you're doing tonight.
Yep. Yep.
The rest of the world doesn't need to know. Mel, we'll let you start off with the closing words tonight.
All right, sounds good. All right, my friends, thanks so much for into this episode. Super informative. Remember, don't be shy to talk about your sex life or your sexuality or whatever it is that you may be inquiring about yourself. Take time to get to know yourself. Have fun, lots of fun. Have lots of sex. Safe sex all the time. Remember that. And yeah, happy 69. Go 69. Have a great, great, great night. Love you all. Mwah.
Thanks so much for having me on here again. You guys can find my podcast on all the major podcast sites as well as on YouTube. It's called Between the Sheets with Dr. Z. And you can also find my website, which is betweenthe-sheets-with-dr-z.com. That will have links for all of the different toys that I showed you tonight, as well as the ability to do sex coaching with me and find out where my podcast is and a little bit more about me. You can also work with me if you're in the Maryland area as your urologist. So happy to be here today. Have some great, safe, wonderful sex and get those between the sheets.
You know, even though he's not here, I had to do that, give him homage. I miss my guy. I wish my homie was here tonight having fun because he was looking forward to this all week long. He's been busting my chops. When are we talking to Stephanie? When are we going to get to ask the questions? Is it going to be? And then, well, life happened. Episode 69. Who knew that we were going to get here in less than 2 years? We've actually hit 69 episodes for Abiertos on YouTube. I want to thank all our guests. I want to thank everybody that's been through. I want to also thank my co-host, past, present, and hopefully these two stick around for the future because we're going to have more beautiful guests like Stephanie that are going to bring us love, understanding. And you know what? I'm just going to say it. If you're not 69ing it at some point in your life, if you're still fearing that toy, if you're still fearing that hot oil, that lotion, that motion, you need to see somebody like Stephanie. Mi gente, this was Abiertos.